Hi, this is Jeff from Arts for Humanity. I'm talking with the lovely Donna Massa, also from Arts for Humanity. And today we're going to be talking about a service that she provides, which is pretty unique and has to do with angels at your service. Is that correct?
Yep.
So you do readings, Archangel card readings?
I do.
And these are not to be confused with other card readings.
No, it's not tarot.
Not tarot.
No. It's Archangels.
So, yeah.
So you have a deck of cards that are Archangel cards, and you work with these cards specifically to make sure that your energy is in these cards. So I've had these cards for a very, very long time, and I love them. I get a very strong connection with them.
So you feel an energy when you do this, and
What happens is archangels are beings of light that exist in a very high dimension, closest to gods of all religions. They help assist in whatever has to be done in the soul world as well as on earth. There are 16 archangels. One is a new archangel, I believe is an archangel. There were 15, there's probably more, but I'm saying there's 16. And Michael is the leader of the virtues, which is what they call the virtues. The virtue is the culmination of these angels. And he leads them and keeps them in order. So he is the highest angel, Archangel Michael.
and there are a total of how many?
16.
16. And each one serves a specific purpose for
Many.
humanity.
Many. They all deal with certain areas of our lives, many different areas. So when you call upon a specific angel, archangel, you're calling for a reason, a specific reason. For instance, if you're not happy with the weather, it's been raining for 2 weeks, you would call upon Archangel Uriel, who deals with that area. If you're in a dispute and you're in trial, some type of court case, you would call upon Raguel, because he deals with arguments, deliberation, judgment. And that is basically how it works.
So when a person has a reading, it's done in a specific format that has been around for a long time.
Not necessarily. I do something a little different. That's why I cannot read on YouTube or have a channel on YouTube. Because when I read, well, with these angels, the energy that comes from these beings comes through me. So it's a one-on-one experience with the person. And if they can't be in front of me, which is what COVID did, is that I want to be able to speak with them, and so they can see me and I can see them, so that I may get their energy and understand why they're asking me to help them. It's a holistic healing experience. I offer something very different. So when I do a layout, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. That's traditional. However, usually with archangels, that's not the norm. But I like to use a traditional Celtic cross. I also draw 12 cards. One is the clarity card, and that card is what we all seek in a reading. And that card is put on top of the deck after the complete reading of the Celtic cross is done, completed, where you get a final outcome. The final outcome is not always enough. You want the clarity. So I will read for 45 minutes, and then after that, I won't charge, because what we're seeking here is clarity. And at that point, it's really about what that individual needs to have peace of mind, comfort, whatever the healing process is. So another reason why I can't do this online is because there's a process this individual has to go through that I and them go through together. So the energy is transformed into the cards, their cards. They have to pick the cards. They have to be part of it. It's no longer my job. I'm out of it. The cards don't mean a thing to me. They're their cards. So what angels they call upon is the process, and that is what we go through. And most clients love this process and the meaning of it and what each angel represents that they have picked in this reading. Who's working with them and why? And it's really different. I've never seen it done. I've never seen it done, and it's not because I want to do something different than anybody else, because I totally appreciate every tarot card psychic out there. They're all wonderful people, and they help a lot of people that are confused and in a tough place. What I do is different. It's just unique. That's all I can say. It's just unique. It's my own way. It's me, them, and what I receive. I wouldn't say that I channel, because I don't channel. It's what is going on in the moment during this in time that I'm with this person. And I have to feel what it is that their concerns are, situation, issues, whatever it is. In the end, there'll be a way of knowing. It will all connect. The dots will connect. And I love it. I love helping people. I love helping them feel better about themselves and know that they're going to be okay, that everything's going to be okay.
In your experience, people do find clarity. They come with specific concerns.
Usually, if they come to me in person, they come to me either extremely nervous or their face is twisted. They're frightened. They could even be shaking. They could be crying. And they are confused. After a session with me, and it could take up to 2 hours sometimes, they leave with a light, a glow, peace. They can't believe it. I can't explain it. I just know that you have to believe. You have to believe that it has nothing to do with religion. These beings are up there. They're out there. And they're called Archangels. And they help us. And if you don't know how that works, then when you work with me, you understand the process and how it works and the healing aspects of it.
And so now you're about to venture into trying to do this online via Zoom or something similar to that
Yes.
On a website. And
Private readings, and they would make an appointment with me, set up a time that's convenient, and we're on Zoom. However, I want to be able to have them see two aspects. One is to see the layout of the cards, so that it would be a looking down at the spread. The other would be able for me to look at them and them look at me, so I can talk with them and explain each card, so they can see the cards. They see what they are, what they look like, the colors, the name of the angels, everything about it. And then I can speak with them one-on-one to be able to work with them, so the energy is between the two of us. And it's very private. It's not something that's shared. It's very confidential. It's one-on-one.
You said you stay with it until they find the clarity.
I won't give up.
No. Relentless.
No, I am relentless. Yeah, not to pull the information. Not because I want to pull it from them. Because I want them to feel better. It's really healing. I want them to feel okay. When they leave, I want them to feel okay. When they're off of Zoom, I want them to feel okay. I want them to be able to know that they can get through whatever this is and how to do it and who's working with them. And they don't even know. They don't know who's working with them. They have no idea how to call them. They don't know how to bring them in. And I help them understand with the energy. It's energy. It's really energy that they give off to different areas of our brain, and to try to help them understand that.
And once somebody has an understanding of it, they're generally eager to learn more about it.
Absolutely. We go over that in the session. They have a list of the angels that are working with them and why they've chosen them, what they do. And usually a reading can go for about a year or more before they'll come back for more information or to help in another area, whatever, if they love the experience. But once they understand what has happened, once they feel it, it's very powerful. It's very, very powerful.
Well, I can testify to the fact that you are a natural healer and very spiritual and truly unique. And I understand why. And this is when you have a gift like this, it's important for it to be shared. And under the umbrella here of Arts for Humanity, or artists, I've always been tied to go to college for study arts and humanities.
Exactly.
They are
For humanity, for the world.
yes.
We as artists, doesn't matter what medium, what capacity, we share ourselves one way or another. I'm an artist. I illustrate. I'm a fine art hand illustrator. I love to illustrate. I love to tell a story through visual illustration. I love to write. Music. What could we do without it? All of us are connected. We share ourselves every single day in our art, reaching out to people, inspiring them, influencing them, bringing innovation, newness. We're gifted. In this respect, this is a different kind of gift. I've always been rather religious, even when I was a little child. I went to a private parochial all-girls school with the nuns, so you can just imagine what that's like. 12 years of it. But that is not what I'm talking about here. I did have a shrine at a very young age, about 8, I think. My mother took a picture of me praying. But the gift was really intuition, a feeling, a sense. It wasn't until 2009 when this epiphany happened to me, which I have written about. It's out there. When Michael Jackson passed away, I was with a girlfriend of mine who's a professional, classically trained dancer. And we were in a studio, a dance studio. And she wanted me to teach her how to do upper body boxing punches. And I said to her, Rory, are you sure you want me? I mean, I danced with the Boston Ballet for 10 years. And then I decided I wanted to go into the fine arts. So I know the respect you have in a studio environment. Me coming in with sneakers and a hat and boxing equipment is just not the norm. And I asked if it was okay to do it, and she said, no problem, it's okay, you can come in. So we started these drills, upper body drills, and the drills encompass mitts and gloves. So Lori had the gloves, I had the mitts, and the mitts have a dot in the middle of them. And there's alternating jabs, and there's a cross, and there's a hook, and there's an uppercut, and all of these. And I was facing the doorway when this entity entered the room. Now, let me tell you something about, I don't believe in ghosts. If I ever saw a ghost, I'd run for the hills or pass out. So I don't really believe in them, but I know they exist. I know they walk this earth. I don't believe in evil either. I know it exists. I know it's here. I don't feel it. However, this entity came in as a graphic form, something that I would understand because I majored in graphic art and illustration in college. So it came in life-size in a flash out of the corner of my eye. Lori did not see it. I was facing the doorway, and it was from white to black, linear and wavy, and it just went and went to the back of the studio. You couldn't see it, but the energy of this entity was so intense that Lori said, what has happened in this room? And I was pacing back and forth and saying, I don't know just what has happened in this room. I can feel it. What is this amazing feeling? I said, I don't know, but I can tell you that it wants us to continue doing the drills that we were doing. It wants to watch us. It's inquisitive. He's inquisitive. She said, what? I said, he's inquisitive. He wants to watch us. He wants to watch us and to do what we were doing and to ignore that he's there. He? male. All I can say is, let's just go about doing what we were doing before and forget about it. Okay, Donna. All right, no problem. So we get in position and we start doing the drills. We do this for about 2 minutes, and then this entity leaves through a window, and it downsizes itself. Same format as it leaves. And I said to Lori, stop it, it just left. And both of us could feel the energy drop. It was like the day after Christmas. It was a loss. It was like almost losing your best friend, the animal you love the most. It was beyond anything I have ever felt. And the two of us went to the corner of the studio and just sunk down. And we looked at each other and said, what happened in this room? Jesus, if I tell anybody that this has happened, they'll never come here again and dance. I said, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody what happened in this room. She said, do we know what happened? I said, no, I don't know what happened, but I know something happened. Do you want water? I said, yes. I was not petrified. I was not scared. I just knew that something happened and that I was never, ever going to be the same again. And from that experience is what heightened my abilities to feel and sense more of the angelic realm. That's what really brought it to the surface. I was already reading before this happened in 2009. I was reading in 2004, but it was that experience that happened in that dance studio that brought out everything. I knew everything. And I couldn't drive after that experience. So I was walking in the town that I lived in, and it was like a void. People were there, but you're like in a space, but you don't see anything. You're just walking aimlessly because you know something has happened to you, and you're not the same. And I really didn't know where to go, but I knew I just needed time to try to process what had happened. And once I processed it, realized that whatever happened to me, there was a reason. And it had to come from above. And that's really what propelled me to create the Michael Jackson series, the book, the spirituality, knowing how everything connected, the universe, everything made sense. Everything made sense. I understood everything. And that's when it was heightened, my ability to really receive. Maybe it might have been opened a portal. Maybe I just let go and was able to receive. I can't explain it.
Well, actually, most guys like to see a couple of girls fighting, but we'll let that one go. So, definitely a moment of clarity.
At that point, yes. I knew that I had to help people. I knew that I had something to give. And not only in the arts, but something spiritual. I knew I had to help people heal.
So it inspired you.
Absolutely.
It gave you a desire to be
Absolutely.
of more service.
To humanity.
You already were of service, but it became.
I always
more.
felt, no matter what I did, whether I danced on a stage or I was a fashion designer for many, many years, a successful fashion designer with the House of Bianchi Incorporated in Boston. They were bridal manufacturers, family-owned business. I went back to school to learn how to design. I became a fashion designer in bridesmaids and informals. I was their visionary. I did it because I knew that the day that these women wore these dresses, these gowns, the happiest days of their lives. And I knew that that made me so happy, that I made them happy. It was rewarding. It was never about the money. It's never been about the money with me. Never. Never. Although, to charge for this service, I do what I feel is right. But then after a certain point, there's a cutoff where you just can't charge anymore. You have to stop. Now it's the humanitarian aspects that come out and say, all right, this has to be finalized.
Well, everybody's time is valuable, and certainly it would be great if we could all be altruistic and give of ourselves freely, but things don't work that way, unfortunately. So, I think you're providing a service that
Exactly.
is of
Exactly. I'm not
is
just
helpful.
reading for the collective.
Right.
That's not what I do.
No.
An individual is going to come to me for a reason. They need help. I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. No, that's not what no. That's not kind of therapy I'm doing here. It's different. And if that's what they're looking for, they want something more, then that's what I help them with.
And you studied astrology.
Yes.
Is that correct?
At 15 years old, I went to Massachusetts Art in Boston, and I had a choice. It was either astrology or demonology. I chose astrology. The science of astrology, the real science of astrology. I loved it. I loved it. So I understand the solar charts, the natal charts. I understand how it works. It's amazing. I blend it sometimes.
There is a definite connection between
The angels
yeah,
and well, astrology works with the planets, our solar system. Energy that we get from these planets affects our brains. Angels, these angels, and there's angels, all kinds of levels of angels. These are archangels. These are the highest. These are the closest to your gods, whatever you believe in. Their duties are different. They have the very large wings. And if I was to make a comparison between astrology and angels, I'd say that if you have a natal chart done by a professional astrologer, which I would suggest doing at least once in your life, you'll see that at the time of your birth, you were a specific individual, and that wheel that is all calculated geometry according to, if you're in the United States, it would be Greenwich time in England. But you are an individual. There is no other chart like it. So at that moment, you became a person. And everything is all lined up. Now, if you compare that with something that is angelic or something that is a being and their energy, the only thing I can say that is similar is that the energy you get from the planets, the magnetism, is the same you get from these beings, different ways.
The spiritual
There-
light to
yes,
it,
it's a light, or it could be a,
energy.
yes, it could be an idea. Archangels can do very strange things. They can give you an idea. They can let a light bulb go off in your head. They watch, they see, they know. And it's their, of course, every person has a religious, unless they're atheist, and that's fine too. But most people have some God that they believe in, and that's the energy. So the highest energy that they go to for help, they pray. Those manifestations, those intentions, those affirmations, all of those things are being heard. They just don't know that. They don't know. So the angels, the archangels, their energy is a little different than that of the planet. Planet's energy is one thing. That also affects our brains differently than that of the energy that comes from these beings.
So everybody sort of has a fingerprint, a soulful fingerprint.
Absolutely, no
design
one
of,
person is the same. It's so amazing.
which brings us all together.
We are all together. We are connected. Although many of us don't seem to realize that, but I think the pandemic may have made us all realize, as it was a global pandemic, that we were all basically in the same boat. That we were all trying to survive something that was deadly. And it takes something like that to happen for us to realize, to wake us up. The sad part is we all go back to the way it was. And it shouldn't be that way. We need to change. And so I guess to come full circle is that a lot of people who went through the pandemic have not properly healed yet. They've taken a great hit. Some don't have jobs yet. Some have now changed completely and are working out of their home, not making as much money, started all over again. So many different issues. Governments haven't even recovered. It's very difficult times right now. I would call them unexpected, unnatural, dangerous times. We are living in very difficult times. We have very serious issues out there. So we are all bothered by this, and sometimes we need a little spiritual help or a little boost, confidence, help, love, unconditional love, where everything's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. And that is the love that you get from the angel, is that everything is going to be okay. It's a peaceful, beautiful, uplifting feeling that I cannot describe unless one experiences it. That's all I can say. You have to experience it to understand. I have had people in front of me experience this and then write down what their experience was like. And their lives changed because of it. I'm not going to tell them the future. If they're going to get divorced, that's an astrologer. Astrology may be able to hit on that one. I'm going to deal with the issues that they're coming to me with. And they may not know them in the beginning, but by the end, it's not that I'm searching or I'm trying to invade their privacy.
It may not be clear to them.
Exactly.
someone that's troubled, but doesn't always know exactly what's troubling them.
Exactly. And that's the guidance that that's exactly, you hit it right front and center, right on point. That's exactly what it is.
So any, whether it's the tarot readers online, help some people, other people, and anything that we can do to, as our friend Chakula would say, share a smile, plant a seed. It's a very special
Look into
service.
people's eyes.
Yeah.
Nobody looks at people's eyes anymore. Their faces are in cell phones. They don't look at people anymore. Look into their eyes and look at them and smile. Hi, how are you? How you doing today? There was a girl today that was new on a job. She was at a cash register at a pet store. She was very nervous, almost to the point of crying. She asked the manager to come over several times, and I was the one there. And I could feel it. She was frightened. She felt that there was a whole line waiting. And I said to her, why get that upset or nervous? These people are all talking. They're having a ball. They're not in a hurry. Just take your time. You're learning. They know it. They don't expect anything. So don't worry. Just let it happen. And she said, thank you. That's what people need. The problem is if this unconditional love, this way that you can be with people, they don't always understand it. Sometimes it's alien to them. It's too pure. It's unknown. It's like, what unconditional love? What is unconditional love? Well, unconditional love is when you don't think about it. You just do it. You have a child. The child is sick. Well, let me see. What should I do? Should I keep the kid? Should I send him to the doctors? Should I just put him to bed? What should I? Unconditional love is you don't think, you act. You do. You help. You don't think about the money. You don't think about anything. You just do what you have to do, the right thing to do. You just do it out of love, out of selflessness. So when I read, I do the same thing. That person is now, in my view, they are connected to me. They want me to help them or guide them to see how they can fix or rearrange or redirect the challenges that they're having, that they're not seeing, or the confidence they need. Whatever it is, I help them to get through that, through the medium of archangels. That's the best way I can explain it.
Well, most artists feel a duty or a debt, and in my case, a near-death experience, and others that if there were more artists, there would likely be fewer wars.
For sure. We don't work with the same part of the brain.
No.
I mean, we many of us are very more logical than others.
Yes.
I've been told many times in my life, "Oh, you're just an artist."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have you been not told that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're just an artist. You're an artist. You don't have any business sense. You're just an artist. There's a lot of artists that are very practical, very logical, and very smart and very shrewd. And if they're not, they learn it quick. But
Yeah. And a lot that aren't humanitarians. that aren't.
unfortunately, they are not. But, you know, many of those people have tough lessons to learn. And they learn them. We're all here to learn a lesson. Lessons. More lessons. Many of us don't always see the lessons we're supposed to learn once, twice, maybe even 3 times. Not quite getting it, not understanding what we're supposed to learn, making the same mistakes over and over again. What am I doing wrong? What is it? Why am I drawn? What's happening here? And then all of a sudden, bingo. It just happens. Oh my goodness. I never saw it. And everything seems to come around in a circle, and you realize that this cycle that you've been living, this situation you've been doing, whatever, has got to end. It does not serve you. And the people that come to me can't find that direction. They're too close. It's like I can't see the forest because of the trees. And that's what I love to help them do. And when they leave and they're happy, you can't imagine the feeling that I have. It's like I'm in the light. I'm at the highest point I can possibly be. I'm in the light. All artists, when they are doing what they love to do, whatever it is, they're in the light. That's when they're the happiest. They have to stay in the light.
Absolutely. I will add it to the screen, but if anyone has questions about this service, how could they get in touch with you?
I'm going to have angels at your service. They will have
service.
Yes.
And your email address?
They have my email address. They will have ways to contact me. I will be setting it all up for them. So it's one-on-one. They will make an appointment with me, and then we'll be online together. We will have a session. They usually go, as I said, it's a 90-minute session, but it could go over that, and they're not charged for it. Also, there's a little bit of a fun thing. If an individual comes to me, a customer comes to me, and wants a reading, after their first reading, if they tell a friend, the next time they want a reading, it's 50% off. They could get a t-shirt.
Pay it forward.
They could get something fun.
Oh, yeah.
As a reward for that. Tell a friend. But a friend in need.
Yeah. And you have your illustrations can be seen online on a blog.
I have a blog.
It's Donna Massa.
It's Donna Massa blogspot.com. I have a lot of my work there. I also write some articles. I do not have a website. I have the blog, but working on one. And but I would think that Zoom is the platform I'd want to work on. Mm-hmm. That seems to be the best clarity as far as seeing someone. And it's just a question of getting the cameras and getting everything together so that I can do this professionally and accurately for people. And once I do that, I'm done. I'm started. I'm doing it. And I'm excited about it. I think it's a good timing right now. There's a lot of people out there helping people. I love to watch YouTube. I have a lot of my favorites out there, many of them. I love them all. They're so much fun. But what I do is not going to infringe on any of them. I would never do that. I would never take away from what they do. They're so gifted. What I do is very different.
It's very interesting. And you've done it successfully online.
Not online. I've done it one-on-one. I had my own studio once for about a year and a half.
But didn't you tell me that you did a reading with
I did a
somebody
reading with one person,
and,
but it wasn't set up right.
what,
No, not the way that we're going to set up. I know how it has to be set up. In order for for them to feel me and me to feel them, I have to see them, and then they have to see the cards. So it's just a little bit different than what's out there. It's a little more complex to be able to do the technology differently. Because if I don't have that one-on-one with them, if I don't feel their energy, if they don't feel mine, if they don't see what's happening, if they don't see the cards, it's not going to make any sense to them. It's a real process, and the only way I can go through this process is to be done a certain way, and that's what we're working on.
well, I look forward to it. Seeing
Well,
it.
I am excited about it, and it won't be long until I'll be able to do this and offer it. I'll put all the information out. We will get everyone on the same page, and hopefully it won't take too much longer.
No. There's lots of things in the works that will be rolling in the next matter of days now. It happens. So, any artists out there that are serving humanity, we always want to hear from you. You can find us on Twitter at A4HPROS. A4HPROS at gmail.com. Any questions?
I enjoyed the interview. I enjoyed talking with you, Mr. Hayford, who is a very good musician, by the way, who's listening. Mostly known on the East Coast more than the West Coast, but his music is being heard all over the country, and he has a couple of #1 songs. So yes, he is a very highly gifted, multi-talented musician, writer, graphic artist, many more things that he
Many
does.
irons.
Many irons in the fire is a name he was given by a chief that he was at a meeting with. He's part Native American and British. What a combination. Anyway,
One side kills the other.
it's terrible. But anyway, you'll hear him. You'll see it on the website, what he does, and all the different areas and mediums he brings to Arts for Humanity, as well as myself. And hopefully we'll make you all very happy, and we'll bring others involved, other musicians, other very talented and
Yes.
artistic people to come in and help work together
Send
for
along,
events.
send along your links. We are sharing it and are building a new site, a new blog with information on artists from all over the world, especially those who feel the calling, such as our friend Chukula and the Hunger Bus, thehungerbus.net. He's out there singing out for food. Somebody extremely talented, somebody worth looking into.
Bringing artists, mostly musicians, together for cause,
Yes.
a big cause. Usually kidney.
Kidney Foundation. We work with non-profit organizations. We're kind of a go-between, where we help connect and make it beneficial for everybody involved.
And now on the West Coast.
And now
We were on the East
where
Coast.
we need to be.
Now we're on the West
make
Coast.
this happen.
Exactly.
We need to be among. So we're looking for a new start with a bang. And getting people. So thank you, Donna.
Thank you very much, Jeff Hayford.
We look forward to seeing this.
I'm excited. I can't wait to do this. It won't be long.
No.
So anybody out there, just be a little patient till we put this. I want it to be professional. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. It's just the way I am. I want things to be done the right way. I don't want any glitches. I want to take care of all of that. That's what we're working towards, so that this can go off very nice and smoothly. So
My contact information will be on the screen.
Yes.
And don't hesitate to send any questions our way.
okay. And thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Donna. See you on the other side.
Okay. Bye.